New York, to me, my personal opinion, fuck with us, but not fuck with us. And when I say that is that we've been rocking for such a long time, it's that it ain't necessarily that Dipset, they got to deal with it because we workaholics. We gonna keep putting music out. We gonna keep being in your face. We gonna keep styling on you. We gonna keep making music, not just music being fly talking, etc.
Cameron claims that the way the locks were made, New York City never truly supported Dipset, and Cameron just explained why it was so expensive for them. You see, Cam discusses more than simply losing the program while reflecting on the versus battle. He is discussing the loss of the city. He stated clearly they didn't really rock with them like that, but New York City did. They didn't love Dipset, but they did respect them. Not that they adore the locks. Kim was most hurt by that since, according to Dipset, that was New York City. The hustling, the lingo, the pink fur. They introduced the globe to the flavor of Harlem. However, when the time came, the city froze on them in return. Cam said that it seemed like people simply had to put up with, tolerate, and not cheer the movement. It was therefore already an uphill battle when they entered that versus stage. The crowd, the love, the aura were all present in the locks. Each and every an anthem-like record hit. When Jadakiss turned on that massive tune, the building trembled. Cam, meanwhile, is surveying his surroundings and recognizing that things aren't going as planned. They had no plans at all. The vibe changed. They put the same city on their back. Wasn't returning that affection to them. Now, I'm going to start playing this video for everyone. However, before I do, I only need you to enjoy, share your opinions below in the space for comments, and sign up. Now, let's get started.
The Locks was considered underdogs to me, which they shouldn't have been. They had music, and I think that because Dipset is so flamboyant and we got great music, we got anthems, and when we go into stadiums or clubs, people sing along. I think that people were underestimating the music that the Locks had, the features they've done over the years, the work that they put in. And I remember us all in the studio talking about Dipset. And, you know, we like listening to this shit, to Lock songs. And I just see everybody, not just Dipset, because there's other niggas in the studio. Shout out to my man Shula. There's a few niggas. And niggas just was like, damn, I forgot about that. Oh shit, I forgot they had that one. I'm just sitting there like, this is what niggas wanted, right? Let's do it. But we still was prepared. We was ready. But what happened is New York, to me, my personal opinion, niggas fuck with us, but not fuck with us. And when I say that is that we've been rocking for such a long time, it's that it ain't necessarily that niggas fuck with Dipset, they gotta deal with it because we workaholics. We gonna keep putting music out. We gonna keep being in your face. We gonna keep styling on you. We gonna keep making music, not just music being fly talking shit, etc. And the Locks really had some good music and they ain't come to play no games. Now that was the first verses that went the way it went. Usually verses go, you do a song, they do a song. We do a song, they do a song. They just took advantage of opportunity, started ringing off songs back to back to back. Back niggas start talking crazy. Nigga Joel said, y'all ain't got no shit for the bitches. That nigga, shout to DJ Technician. That nigga throwing the Mariah Carey shit. I said, oh shit. This ain't going right. Then when Jadakiss threw the fucking Biggie shit on, I said, nope, this ain't going right. This is not right. Now, mind you, we losing bad the whole night from the beginning. So I had a freestyle ready that I was going to do towards the end of the night. But we was down so bad when I was about to do it, the crowd didn't even want to hear it and started booing. I was like, this is just fucked up. Everything went left that night. Yeah. But those is like my niggas. So I didn't really mind losing to them niggas like that. I could listen, you guys, because I called the nigga right afterwards, like, yo, good win, man. We gonna get the tour going. This, that, and the third. Y'all niggas deserved that one. That shit was dope. What happens the next day? The tour people call. We're gonna have to cancel this tour. What happened? Why the tour canceled? Because it was a part of the show where Styles sat on my beach chair and we got into a little, you know, a brotherly little tussle. You know, that wasn't none. I went to see Styles the next day, gave him a hug. That's my brother. But the tour people was like, that didn't look safe. And I'm like, nah, that's my man. It wasn't even like that. It's like, no. And then it was mention of gang-related activity while you guys were on stage. So Chicago dropped out, Milwaukee dropped out, and St. Louis dropped out because it was, people mentioning stuff about gangs on stage. And we're going to have to reconsider the whole tour.
It wasn't simply who performed better that night. It was also who had the city. Cameron was correct to draw attention to it. Even though New York City may love you, it doesn't guarantee that they will support you. Beyond only music, Dipset developed a brand. They had an impact on independence, marketing, fashion, and slang. Additionally, you may observe the distinction when you examine how the Lox was hugged. Because everyone was happy to see them succeed, Jackass had that throng at his fingertips. It wasn't only about hits or bars. It has to do with the relationship. The Lox stood in for that grungy, street-tested New York City devotion that never truly wanes. Dipset stood for flair, aspiration, and growth. Two distinct, potent energies, however, one receives more affection at home. I believe Cam was simply being honest. New York City messes with us, he remarked. Not really, he said honestly, and he is correct. Dipset continued to work and release music. Styling, still in the process. They continued to grind. However, the more prosperous you become, the more your hometown begins to feel like your rival rather than your base. And this has nothing to do with hatred. This relates to how profit is influenced by perception. There was more to that Versus moment than just a stage defeat. It changed their brand worth. Because in hip-hop, appearance equals money, you lose a piece of yourself when the city seems to no longer own you. Of your portion of the market. Nobody discusses that aspect of business. They lost millions there, not just in tours, but in collaborations, merchandise, and public perception. Despite all of that, I offer credit to all sides. The Lox demonstrated what planning and solidarity can accomplish. Dipset has demonstrated the enduring power of impact. Regardless of what others may think, Cameron remains one of the most astute business people to leave Harlem. From music to fashion to his current media presence, he carved out his own path. He is evidence that legacy endures beyond the present. Perhaps that's the true lesson here. It's not always necessary for your city to crown you. Sometimes all you have to do is outwork the love you didn't receive, because the world gradually realizes what they missed out on in hometown. I have a question for you all. Do you believe that New York City no longer genuinely supports its own artists? Or does the city only commemorate achievements that are worldwide? And how do you think their legacy would turn out if Dipset had the same energy as the Lox that evening? Would have been different? Tell me, please share your opinions in the comments section below. And confirm that you enjoy and sign up.